we're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story. I mean, this is an embarrassment.
They had this laptop for a long time. Yes. They knew it was true.
Hey, what's up, you all? Welcome back. I'm Van, and we are all the LFR family. Thank you so much for clicking play. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully you click play, hit the like button as well. And if you really like what you're about to see, hopefully you hit that subscribe button, and later on, go to LFRFamily.com and ask me about the Bang Bang Tea.
The GOP-led House is making good on the promise to get to the bottom of big tech's censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop story. Right now,
Emily Campagno! Emily Campagno! I feel like singing, Emily Campagno! Emily Campagno.
Members of the Oversight Committee are questioning 3 former Twitter executives about the decision-making that led to it blocking this New York Post report just weeks before the 2020 election.
If I go upstairs and my wife say, why was you singing somebody's name? And who is this Emily Campagno? I'm going to say, you need to mind your business, woman. Fix me a sandwich. Mind your business, lady. Fix me a sandwich.
The social media giant suspended accounts of those who even posted about it. Here's some of the hearing just a short while ago.
America witnessed a coordinated campaign by social media companies, mainstream news, and the intelligence community to suppress and delegitimize the existence of Hunter Biden's laptop and its contents.
But this morning, we return not to focus on advancing this robust agenda of progress.
Hold on, who's this brother right here? He is repping the blue, ain't he? Who is this guy?
But instead, to take up an authentically trivial pursuit, all based on the obsessive victimology of right-wing politics in America.
I think you guys got played. I think you guys wanted it to be taken down. I think you meet with these guys every week. We know that's been established in the Twitter file.
A whole hearing about a 24-hour hiccup in a right-wing political operation. That is why we are here right now. And it's just an abuse of public resources, an abuse of public time. We're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story. I mean, this is an embarrassment.
You know, let me tell you something. Whether y'all like AOC or not, I told y'all I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start Googling her until I like her. Because I want to like her. I want to like her, man, because she's got so much fire in her. But as they say, shout out to my man Mark over at Uncultured Currency. Feel free to check him out. He says that when you're young, if you're younger and you're not a liberal, then you have no heart. And if you're older and you're not conservative, then you have no brain. So she's young. She's growing into her own. Right now, she is fiery. She believes every single thing she says, and she's not letting up. And she has a whole slew of other people behind her who are young and ridiculous too. And they got some fire behind her, man. And this is her. This is her time right here. I want to like her, man, but I...
Kaylee, you were one of those individuals that experienced this personally firsthand.
That's right. James Comer said October 10th, 2020, the story publishes, and there was a coordinated campaign to suppress the New York Post, one of the 5 largest newspapers in the United States, and those who shared the story, including me. I was White House press secretary at the time.
Wait a minute. Didn't Kaylee just now have a baby? Hold on. Wait a minute. Time out. Didn't Kaylee McEnany just now have a baby, bruh? How do you look like this already? I'm sorry. What in the world am I missing here? What, you just the rubber band lady? Whop. That's what you do? My gracious, young lady. Good job. Good for you.
I shared it on my personal account. They blocked my personal account and would not unblock it until I took down the story. But what makes this galling is to think, and I'm so glad James Comer is asking these questions, the FBI, while we are in office, the Trump administration is having weekly meetings with social media companies. Not only that, they reportedly warned of a hack and leak operation against Hunter Biden. So imagine that, someone who is in the executive branch working, myself, and the FBI, same federal government, going behind the scenes, potentially coordinating with social media companies to suppress the voice of the American people as embodied in the executive branch.
Oh my God. I apologize. I apologize. If you're still on this video, I have to apologize to the gentleman with the blue. Oh, man. See, that's one of the things. See, that's why sometimes you just need to shut your ass up. How could I have possibly known that that gentleman was suffering from the worst of the worst, which was cancer? That was the guy with the do-rag on with the blue rag on his head. And here I am just going line for line, and then I find out, dude, he has cancer. Now I'm looking like the ding-a-ling in the room who's saying all the dumb stuff and not thinking first. This dude's just saying whatever he wanted. Everybody's just looking at him, bro. Why would you say something like that? You hurt his feelings. Really, bro? You mean to tell me you didn't know that he had cancer? You mean to tell me that you didn't know? I feel like such a ding-a-ling right now, man. I feel like King Ding-a-ling.
It is appalling, and good on the GOP for it's only January asking the questions.
Jason, that sounds like weaponization to me.
Yeah, that's the deep concern, is that you had people with police powers, people that regulate these people. You have the former general counsel of the Federal Bureau of Investigation who's now working for Twitter, and suddenly these people come in. They get so brazen and so aggressive. Not that they're breaking the law, that they're breaking terms of service of Twitter, but it's all for a political agenda. Isn't it a coincidence that it just always goes against Republicans, always against conservatives? And for the federal government to use its resources of the Federal Bureau of Investigation to push this narrative and to push Republicans out of the discussion and suppress a story that they know is true. They had this laptop for a long time.
Yes.
They knew it was true, and yet they pushed Twitter to take it down.
There was a moment, Molly, that I wanted to draw your attention to that really illustrates to me how these executives stoked that divisive fire, stoked that hyperbolic nature, the cesspool of Twitter themselves. Let's watch.
Mr. Roth, did you write this tweet?
I regret the language that I used in some of my former tweets, but yes, I did post that.
And I'll read the tweet so it's in the record. Yes, that person in the pink hat is clearly a bigger threat to your brand of feminism than actual Nazis in the White House. Mr. Roth, do you think all conservatives are Nazis?
Certainly not, sir.
What about the hundreds of people who worked in the Trump administration?
Certainly not.
He just had a moment on Twitter because he is a thumb thug. He's a keyboard gangster, keyboard killer, huh? That's what he is. And he don't know how to back that up. That's all that is.
Did Ms. Gaddy or any other lawyer at Twitter ever tell you to take down that tweet?
No, Twitter did not have a practice of restricting employees.
Oh, Twitter doesn't have a practice of restricting employees, Molly, only conservatives. What this
the employees can say whatever the hell they want to say. And then when a conservative try to say something, then they get banned or blocked.
underscores to me is that not only is there absolutely sort of an unfettered environment there in terms of stoking that fire that I said, but that they are the ones. Listen,
first of all, I apologize, man, again, for talking about that brother in the crib rag, for real. I didn't know that he was suffering from cancer until I saw some of my people talking about it in the comments up here. My people with me on Twitch right now. Second, Emily Campagno is something else, ain't she? She is something else.
That really push forward this environment that they blame others for, that they use this rhetoric that matters, that has actual consequences. And until now, their feet weren't held to the fire because all of a sudden now, oh, certainly, sir. Oh, I regret it, sir. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. But these keyboard warriors at the time with the Twitter bird on their back seemed to have no problem at the time.
Right. At the beginning of this, you were seeing these Democrats saying censorship of American speech is not a big deal. It's not important. We don't want to work on it. In fact, violation of people's First Amendment rights by having the government coordinate with very powerful corporations to destroy people's right to share information, to destroy freedom of the press. The New York Post is a large newspaper. It's the oldest continuously publishing newspaper in America. They absolutely had the goods on one of the most important stories of the 2020 election. This is election meddling at a level that is just unthinkable. I mean, we heard because Russia was doing its typical meddling with Facebook ads in 2016, we had to shut the entire country down and run an entire, campaign of like putting everyone we could think of in jail over this. But here, Twitter and other even more powerful social media companies were colluding with the government, which knew they were lying. This is a massive story. Our Constitution is important. The First Amendment is important. And I wish Democrats would see that as well as some Republicans are.
Absolutely. And Tammy, there was a moment as well where Comer talked to the former executives, all three at the time, and he sort of described the whimsy that they addressed something that was an actually really big, complex situation, like Molly just underlined. Let's listen.
Mr. Roth, Ms. Gaddy, and Mr. Baker, it appears to me that you failed at your jobs. In a matter of hours, you were deciding on the truth of a story that spans years and dozens of complex international transactions.
Oh, the power they wielded.
Yes, and what we also learned through the Twitter files, thank God for that data, is that when there was even some debate or a rejection by Twitter employees, like about Russian bots, when there was a list that came over that there was these accounts are Russian bots.
How come and look, I'm not talking stuff about people, but every time you see one of these little rich, it could be politicians or people on TV, these news channels, they always got on the same jacket right here. I assume that is an extremely expensive little green jacket. I don't know what it's made of, but that jacket right there, I just noticed, man.
They were talking in emails about how they knew that wasn't true and what to do because it was false, but they did it anyway. And so I think that there's a problem when we are presuming goodwill. When you say that you have, you failed at your job, this was their job.
Yes.
They did their job. And we have to remember that nobody tripped over a log, that it wasn't a leprechaun that came in and changed their stuff, or that they're naive or weird or dumb. And the squad wants you to think that they're sometimes naive and dumb. And certainly the Twitter authorities and these individuals testifying it's important. But what's really important is the data behind the scenes. But Americans need to see these people, once again, behave in a way that makes no sense.
Emily, really quickly, because you mentioned the Twitter files, I do want to say one thing, because I like to praise principle when I see it. Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna, when a lot of this was going on, I was being suppressed. He sent a private email, unbeknownst to me, anyone in the administration, asking what was going on behalf of free speech. That's principle. May come from a different party, but I appreciate it.
But even if Ro Khanna does it as a Democrat, we should be seeing much more from some Republicans. There are Republican leaders who have done nothing. Right now, you have a sitting Republican senator whose account was locked because he tweeted a photo of him hunting. I mean, we have major suppression of important news and information, and it's a top priority, or it needs to be.
Are they still doing that now that that Elon Musk is at the helm? I don't think they're blocking as many conservatives now, are they? I think Eliza Blue was blocking people, I believe. They are? Oh man, so is Elon Musk business as usual? As it used to be? It's not as bad, but they're still doing the same things. So what do y'all think about that, man? Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all. See you on the next video. Check at LFRfamily.com. Ask me about the Bang Bang team.